What's up, y'all? I said, what's up, y'all? Look at me when I'm talking to you, bro. Nah, I'm just messing with y'all, man. This your boy Knockout Boxing 86 TV, and we in here. So check this out, bro. Before we get going on our video, smash my like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, share the video, turn on your notifications, and go follow me on Twitter at KO Boxing 86 TV. If you got a breakdown or a prediction that you want me to do for you, knockoutboxing86 at yahoo.com is my email address. And don't forget about our live shows. We live every Wednesday and Thursday night, 7:30 p.m. Central Time. And you can also catch me live with the Singing OG KQKC Boxing Network, Sunday mornings, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. And don't forget about our membership tab. We just started our new memberships tab where you can join and become a member of the channel. Go check those out, man. We got great offers on exclusive content for you guys if you decide to join up. This video will be one of them. So if you join to be a member at the price of $5.99 a month, you'll get this prediction video earlier than everybody else is getting it. They have to wait 12 hours while you get access to it right when it drops. So be sure to go check out the new perks that we offer to all our members that decide to support the channel by becoming a member. But let's get to our prediction, man. Big fight this week, man, that I can't wait to watch. Kazuta Ioka versus Joshua Franco. Unification fight down there at super flyweight at 115 pounds, junior bantamweight, whatever you want to call it. They fighting at 115 pounds. Joshua Franco, the big brother of Jesse Bam Rodriguez, is going to be putting his super WBA title on the line against Kazuta Ioka, who's going to be putting his WBO title on the line. And so we got a WBA unification fight. Extremely close fight. The odds dictate that the fight is close. Ioka is a minus 160 favorite. Franco is a plus 140 underdog. Ioka is 33 years old, 5'5", with a 65.5-inch arm reach, fighting out of Japan. He's an orthodox fighter, 29 wins, 2 losses with 15 wins by way of knockout. Joshua Franco, 27 years old, out of San Antonio, Texas, 5'5", with a 67-inch arm reach, 18 wins, 1 loss, 2 draws, with 8 wins by way of knockout. And he himself has been stopped 1 time in the fight that he got stopped in. If he would have just made it to the final bell, it was a 10-round fight. He was winning clearly on 2 of the judges' scorecards, and he was on his way to winning the decision. And he's about 1.5 rounds from being undefeated. He just couldn't make it to the final bell. He got hurt and couldn't recover. It was like in 2018, I believe it was. But let's break the fight down. So Kazuta Ioka is an orthodox fighter, and he's very good working behind his jab. He's not very fast, not very elusive, but he's very good with that lead hand, setting up his offense off of the lead hand, dictating the tempo of the fight off of his lead hand. Just a very good jab that he has. If you allow Kazuta Ioka to get his jab going and dictate the tempo and pace of the fight off of that jab and start throwing that right hand behind it, then slowly putting combinations together, making you really only focus on his jab because you're having so much trouble with it, and he works off of that, you in for a long night. You in for a long night. Where Ioka gets in trouble is that his feet aren't very good. He doesn't have a lot of power, and he's not very elusive. Basic high guard defense with minimal head movement. Really looks to just use his feet to try to get out of range, but he tries to get out of range straight back when guys are attacking him. So if you can follow him out, or if you can find a way to counter his jab, make him fight in the pocket. He doesn't have the best hand speed, and when you're fighting in the pocket, your jab isn't as prevalent, and so guys are able to have good performances against him. I honestly thought Kazuta Ioka in his last 3 fights against Rodriguez, Fukunagi. Sorry if I'm saying the name wrong. And then even a fight that he won against Donny Nietes, who was 40 years old when he fought him. He didn't look that good to me. He looked slower. Looks like his defense isn't that good at all anymore. He doesn't get out of range as quick as he used to, and he looked like there's a lot of openings for guys to land shots on him. A lot of openings for guys to be able to take advantage of him. Josh Franco coming off of his trilogy with Maloney. He's coming off a 16-month layoff, so we do have to worry about that for him. But if he's been training how he's supposed to be training, helping his brother get ready for the big fights that his brother has had coming out of the RGBA Academy, Robert Garcia's boxing academy. My number 3 vote getter in my opinion for trainer of the year. Remember, I had Derrick James first. I had what's the guy? Bob Santos. Whoever's Hector Luis Garcia and Carlos Adames trainer, bro. I think it's Bob Santos. Y'all correct me below if I'm wrong. And then I had Robert Garcia finishing third. But I told people if Robert Garcia can coach Josh Franco to a victory in this fight, I would be redoing my shit and have him number 2 for trainer of the year right behind Derrick James, based off of the work that he did, obviously, with Jesse Rodriguez. You got Raymond Mervatala emerging. And then now, if Josh Franco is able to unify, you got to say Robert Garcia has one of the best years of any trainer in boxing this year. But the thing with Josh Franco, as I said, working out of the Robert Garcia Academy, although he hasn't fought in 16 months, if he's been staying sharp, if he's been getting in good sparring, if he's been staying in the gym, he should be okay. In that 16-month layoff won't do any bad things to him. He should be able to bounce back and perform pretty well in this fight. This guy's a good counter puncher, good defense. The thing I like about him is that he's always looking to catch and shoot your shit. And when you're going against a jabber, because Franco tries to work behind a very versatile high guard where he's looking, potent, prodding, coming to you, coming forward. Everything you throw, whether it's a jab, if you throw a left hook, right hook, jab, uppercut, whatever you throwing, he looking to slip shit, he looking to catch shit, and he looking to fire back and respond back. And then if he land that first shot that he fired back with a counter, you best believe it's probably a combination coming behind it. So he's able to be last in a lot of combinations because he's going to throw with you. He is going to slip shots and look to throw combinations, and he's a very good counter puncher while still staying in the pocket and coming forward. Most counter punchers have to bait you in by maybe fighting off their back foot. Josh Franco doesn't have to do that. Where he struggles is the high guard. You can punch around it. You can he's open for body shots. Doesn't have the best head movement, but he is a very good come forward counter punching fighter that works off a high volume. That's also responsible defensively. Power is average, but he hits hard enough to where guys respect his shot and ain't nobody walking through it. As a matter of fact, he's coming to you trying to get at you. The key to this fight, to me, is going to be whether or not Kazuta Ioka is going to be able to get his jab off. If Josh Franco is able to take his jab away by countering over the top of it with a right hand or pawing at his jab and then starting his combos with his left hand, because he does have a good power jab, this Josh Franco. If he's able to take the jab away of Ioka, then Josh Franco definitely can win this fight. And you're going to find out real quick why the odds are so close in this fight. The issue, though, that I think for Franco is, can he win rounds convincingly enough to get a decision on the judges' scorecard? Because I think this fight is going to go the distance. They are fighting in Japan. Has Ioka slowed down enough to where Josh Franco can win rounds clearly in a similar fashion that he won against Maloney? Josh Franco, Maloney kind of started fast in their 3 fights, and then Josh Franco was able to pour it on and kind of take over the fight mid to late in the fight. If he allows somebody like Kazuta Ioka with his jab to be in his rhythm in the way that he fights, if you let him get that jab going early, you fighting an uphill battle for the rest of the fight. So Josh Franco is going to have to start much better than he did against Maloney, and couple that in with the fact that he's fighting on the road, couple that in with the fact that he's on a 16-month layoff. Those are the concerns for him. The concerns for Ioka in this fight is he's looked very vulnerable in his last 2 or 3 contests. And if he had been fighting Josh Franco in that Rodriguez fight or in that Fukunaga fight, I believe Josh Franco would have beat that ass, bro. He looked slow in those fights. He looked lethargic in those fights. Those guys were able to counter on top of his jab and work in between his shots and get some really good work done on him. So he gonna have to be a very good version of himself to win this fight against Josh Franco. Overall, who I'm picking and why, man, I think it's something going on in the family with Bam Rodriguez and Josh Franco right now. I think Josh Franco, I don't want to say he's the best champion at 115 because obviously you got Juan Francisco Estrada doing this thing, and I think this person is going. Whoever wins this fight is going to have a mandatory against Junto Nakatani, who I love as a fighter. But Josh Franco, I think he's a little bit. Listen, I think he's a little bit better than Ioka, and I think he got a lot of momentum. He saw what his little brothers did. He's going to be highly motivated in this fight, and I think Ioka at 33 years old, coming up 4 divisions. 33 is kind of up there. I mean, we just saw Chocolatito, 34 years old, fighting at the same weight class, coming up 4 weight classes, similar to how we got Ioka coming up. And we saw Chocolatito, he didn't look himself at the beginning of that fight. I expect a combination of Josh Franco being very sharp, being ready for the moment, being ready for the big stage, a combination of that and a combination of Ioka not being as he once was, half a step slow here, half a step slow there. The punches aren't as crisp. The speed is not there. The way that the energy that he used to have and the momentum that he used to be able to build, I don't think he's able to build it in this fight. And so for those reasons, I'm picking the underdog in this fight. It's very telling that they have the odds so close and Ioka is fighting in Japan. That's very telling. A lot of people see this fight where, in my opinion, I think they see that Josh Franco is probably a better fighter than Ioka right now. However, Ioka is the guy that's has more accolades. He's the guy that's a little bit more proven at this point in his career as a multiple division champion, and he's the guy that's fighting in Japan. So they're giving him the nod as the favorite. I think Josh Franco is going to outwork Ioka. I think he takes his jab away, lands not only the cleaner shots, but lands more shots to where you may have some rounds in this fight because of his work rate and his willingness to throw combinations and not let Ioka get in the rhythm. You may have, some rounds where Josh Franco outlands Ioka by more than, 7, 8, maybe even 10 punches. Like he's going to be clearly winning rounds in my opinion. And so as a result, I'm gonna pick Josh Franco by a very close kind of unanimous decision, maybe a split decision if one of the judges is in the pocket or whatever, maybe even a majority decision if one of the judges is in the pocket. But I'm gonna say a unanimous decision where the scorecards come out like 116 to 112, 115 to 113, but they weren't nearly the fight wasn't nearly as close as those scorecards indicate. Ioka, I think, is on the tail end of it. Josh Franco is on his way up while Ioka is on his way down. I anticipate that is going to continue, and the key is going to be the counterpunching ability for Josh Franco and the fact that he's going to be throwing more. He's going to be catching and shooting a lot of Ioka shots, specifically his jab, catching his jab with his guard and then throwing a right hand right over the top of it to get the better work and take Ioka's jab away. But if Ioka gets that jab going on Franco, it's going to be a long night for Franco. Watch Ioka jab. If you see Ioka landing his jab consistently, then Franco might be in trouble. But if Franco takes that jab away and continues to step to Ioka, make him fight in the pocket, Franco is much more adept, much better at taking different angles and throwing combinations and getting out clean, crisp work on the inside than Ioka is. Ioka likes to fight from a distance where he can work behind his jab. So keep your eye on that as you watch the fight. If you anticipate watching this big time unification fight this weekend. But I appreciate everybody watching. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day. Live show tonight. We'll be live at 6 p.m. tonight because your boy, I'm a Cowboys fan and we play at 7:30. So I'm going live before the game and then we're going to watch the game and enjoy the game, man. But I appreciate y'all watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. And with that, we out of here. Peace out, y'all.